Hey guys, this is Jessiehealz, and today I'm doing the Mage Tower Challenge as Restoration Druid. First up, before you start the challenge, you want to make sure you do the new Tannerus quests that lead to unlocking level 127 artifact traits on all your weapons. This will make the challenge pretty easy. As you can see, I'm overgeared for the challenge, but I don't play my druid much, and some of my gear is pretty bad. For example, I only have one healing trinket and a green relic still. If I could choose from any trinkets, I would probably use the High Farthest countermeasure and the Deceiver's Grand Design, because they both act like safety nets. Velens is also good, but probably not required. I just used Velens and Pridas because they are the only legendaries I have on my druid. I went with this setup of talents. I think this build allows you to burst more and burn a lot of mana. And since you get multiple times to drink in the scenario, I thought it would work best. Also, make sure you bring some mage food or some mana water, an intellect flask, runes, food, and war drums. Okay, so let's take a look at the first room. These red ghosts will come at you in small groups. There's 3 types of mobs: archers, mages, and swordsmen. All 3 have a unique ability that you need to react to. The archers will cast Mana Sting. This deals heavy damage, probably drains your mana, and it will always target you. All you have to do is move your character so the blue beam is going through one of your group members, so they soak it for you. You should also try and make the tank soak it over anyone else, because it deals quite a lot of damage and leaves a nasty damage over time effect for a few seconds. The next NPC to note is the mage. This guy is always your priority target, because he deals the most damage and is the hardest to deal with. Each time he casts Arcane Blitz, it will deal damage and increase the damage of his next attack. You can use Typhoon to interrupt his cast, or War Stomp if you're a normal Tauren, but other than that, you just have to out-heal the damage and help DPS to try kill him as soon as possible. The final NPC is the Swordsman. He will cast Knife Dance, which is a pretty soft AoE, and you can mostly ignore with a little bit of AoE healing. He will also periodically fixate on a random group member. When he does, you should kite him, because he hits pretty hard. Remember to use Typhoon, Displacer Beast, Ursol's Vortex, or Entangling Roots, if you need to, in order to kite him. At any point when you have a mage alive, and any other heavy damage at the same time, you probably want to pop a cooldown. I should have used a lot more than I did here, because you can wait for your cooldowns to come back off cooldown after this stage. beat all these mobs, sit down and get some mana back. You could also wait for your cooldowns, since there is no timer at this point. In this next room, you have to fight a ton of eyeballs. Each time an eyeball dies, it explodes. So you want to put some heal over time effects on yourself and kill the eyes one at a time, healing up between if you need to. In this next room, you just have to kill a bunch of mobs. There's nothing special here really, just make sure you avoid the fell orbs. In this next room, you can dispel the guy running around, and then heal up some of the low health NPCs to use them as a human shield. By healing them up, it lets you hide behind them while killing this lone archer. In this next room, you have to fight a corruptor and some of the same eyeballs as earlier. I focus the corruptor and put dots on the eyeballs one at a time, making sure to heal up between the explosions. The corruptor also summons smaller eyeballs, which shoot out green lasers. You should avoid these as much as possible, just to reduce incoming damage. And now we are heading to the final room. In here, the boss will mind control your group, making them attack each other. Simply heal them up but conserve your mana. A few moments later, the boss will start summoning free NPCs towards him with green beams. You should wait a few seconds until the free NPCs become targetable. Then use a cooldown and start spamming them. Your goal is to fully heal at least 2 of them before they get to the boss. If you can fully heal all 3, that's even better. Also, remember to use Innervate on yourself anytime you're going crazy with your mana. Tree of Life is probably the best one to pair it with, since you will be spamming regrowth. If any mobs get to the boss before you heal them up, you will have to fight them later. So healing them now makes the next phase easier. After you heal up the free NPCs, make sure your group is doing okay. Refresh your heal over time effects and top them off. If any of them die, then you fail a scenario. The boss will summon the free NPCs 3 times, so you should plan your cooldowns accordingly. For the first wave, I used Innervate and Tree of Life. For the second wave, I used Felon's Future Sight. I should have also used the artifact here, but I'm a bit of a noob. And for the third wave, I used Tranquility. You should also use Flourish when you need to. I think I neglected that spell a bit, because I'm not very familiar with my druid's keybinds or spells yet. After the 3 waves, you get a little moment to drink and regain some mana. Shortly after, any of the NPCs who made it to the boss will activate and start attacking you. Simply kill them off and then get ready for the very final stage. The boss will periodically jump on you, leaving a large green pool. So you should stand near the edge of the room and near the edge of any existing puddles to maximize the available space you have. He will also cast Ignite Soul on you, like the secret boss in Karazhan. When he does, you should stop healing yourself and focus your group, because when Ignite Soul runs out, it damages your group for an amount equal to your current health. Because of this, you want your health to drop down pretty low, so you don't blow up your group too hard. But you don't want to drop down too low, because the boss will jump on you again, and you don't want to get one-shot. I tried to aim for around 50% health each time I had Ignite Soul. Remember to use a defensive if you get scared, like Barkskin or Bear form. And anytime the group is topped off and safe, remember to throw a few dots or rafts at the boss to ensure he dies before you run out of space. I almost wiped right here at the end, because this was my first try and I was feeling the pressure. Make sure you remember to soak some damage when you get Ignite Soul, because, as you can see, it hits very hard if you're at high health. I also forgot to use my war drums, derp. But I guess you should give the challenge a go and see where you struggle most, and then decide where to use your drums. I would recommend using them on the last phase to help your group's damage and finish him off faster. And that's it for my Restoration Druid Mage Tower guide. Thanks for watching, see ya!